Hello everybody, welcome back once again. I am PC Wizard and this is McRaven's Modded Minecraft. First thing I want to show you is this block here. It's a Liquid XP absorber and it's going to pull any experience that you've earned off of you and put it into a storage like these glass tanks I have. And you can keep this and then later on use it to enchant books and apply enchantments on the armor and weapons and all that kind of stuff. Now, as I said before, we were going to work on templates. Now, I've done a little tweaking with the smeltery, and I've taken it up to 6 rows high. So it's quite large. There's you can't tell here, but basically 6 times 9 that it can smelt at one time. I've got this timer set up on here, so every 4.35 seconds it will dispense an ingot or whatever. Basically I use it so I can automatically convert any liquids into ingots, and I don't have to sit here and babysit it the whole time. Now you can see it's worked pretty well. I've gotten quite a few out here. Now I've automated this to the fact that I have a chest here that I can put whatever I want in this chest. This hopper is automatically going to draw it from the chest and feed it into this controller, which is going to lay everything out in here as it needs to be and automatically refill it as that stuff gets smelted. Now as this ticks around, once there's liquid in there, this is going to pour an ingot or whatever I have set, typically an ingot, and then there's another hopper underneath that's going to pull it out and put it into this chest. So it's a simple system, but it's fairly automated, so it works nicely. Now we talked that I was going to work on templates, and I have a perfect reason to. Got the Wiz's Warhammer, which I showed you last time, and I also made an excavator, which is a shovel. It'll do the same thing as the Warhammer, that it does a 3x3x1 area. I got a regular pick that I made so that if I need a single block I can grab it. But one thing I need is an axe. There's all sorts of different types of trees and everything, and I like to mess around with different types of wood and different colors and textures and everything. So I do a lot of growing of trees, want to cut them down easily, so they have an axe in this Tinker's Construct called a lumber axe. This will harvest entire trees, has a maximum height of 30. So you can take a nice tall tree, chop down the base of it, and it's just going to take the entire tree down, which is going to be awesome. Now to make this I need these items. I need a broad axe head, a large plate, tough rod, and tough binding. So what we're going to start with is making a blank pattern. It's very simple to make. You need to make basically a wooden pattern before you can make one for smelting. So a blank pattern is literally just 2 planks and 2 sticks, and it makes that. Then you place them in this stencil table, place them on this side, and then you look through your patterns, and this is going to toggle through and show you all sorts of different ones. This is an axe head, that's the regular axe head. We need the lumber axe. Looked like that one. Yep, broad axe head. Okay. So we're going to go ahead and take this pattern, and this will work for making components out of materials that don't need to be smelted, for wood or paper, some various things like that. But if you want to make it out of any metals or obsidian, which have to be smelted, you need to make a cast. And in order to make a cast, we first need to make a basic part. And we do that by combining the broad axe head pattern with some wood, and that'll give us the wooden broad axe head. Now we're going to take this wooden axe head We're going to put it over here on this casting table. Now this is going to allow us to pour smelted metal out onto this, and it's going to form around it and form us our cast. To do that, we need this aluminum brass ingot. It only takes one to form the cast, so we're going to go ahead and throw that over here in the smeltery, let that smelt up. So in the meantime, we're going to go ahead and come over here and grab the other patterns we're going to want to use. So you're going to want this large plate cast and this tough binding cast. Now let's go take a look, and there's our cast being poured. Now this cools, gets pulled out through the hopper, put down into this chest. We can go and grab it out of here, and now we can use this to cast our actual broadhead that we want. And all we need to do is just put the cast in the casting table like that. No, not that one. Let's put that one there. And now we need to smelt the obsidian that we want. Give me that. Now we need to look, if we look at this pattern, it's going to show us that we've got a material cost of 8. That means we need to smelt 8 ingots to fill the cast. So we're going to go ahead and put the obsidian in here that we need. Just going to dump it in the chest to make it easy. Let it autofill the area, so you can see how that automatically spaces everything out. Now I'm going to have to go grab some lava. Alright, while we're waiting for that, let's go ahead and make the next piece I want. I'm going to go ahead and make a tough tool rod out of slime crystals. Now these are blue slime crystals. These have a little bit decent durability, not the greatest, but they're fairly easy to come by and everything with the mobs we got. Now the obsidian's melted, so it's going to start pouring 1 ingot at a time. So you just got to let it fill up, and there, that's done. And if we look in here, oh, we've got 2 of them. That's right, 1 obsidian block is actually 2 ingots, so I overcalculated that one. Now, next thing we want to make is this large plate cast. So we're going to go ahead and put that cast up here. And, oh yeah, we need to look at our material cost is 8. So, let's see. This one I want to make out of iron. So we're going to go ahead and grab 8 ingots, because these are actual ingots now, so it'll be a 1-for-1 ratio. And we're going to go ahead and place these directly in the controller. Just kind of spread them out in here. And go ahead and let these smelt up. In the tool station. Okay, here's the lumber axe that I want to make. So I need the broadhead. The plate is being made now. I'm going to put the tough tool rod down on the bottom here. I need to make the binding still, but the steel plate should be done. So let's go ahead and grab this, or iron plate I mean, and this should be ready to go. And I'm going to grab some materials for the binding, which is the tough binding that I need. Okay, and that took 6 pieces of paper, so that's not bad at all. Alright, so I get this lumber axe. It's writable, which means it gives me an extra modifier, and it's reinforced 3 because of the obsidian, which means it's going to last longer. And I can go ahead and put a bunch of redstone on here, which is actually going to increase the mining speed. So right now it's at 6, I believe. No, 6.5. So as I put this on here, it's going to increase. Now you may have noticed the last couple videos I did had no in-game sounds. This one may or may not. I found out as I was editing my videos that my audio and video were out of sync, even though they were both recorded at the same time with fraps. So I reduced my audio bitrate, so we're going to see if that works. Hopefully it will. Alright, so I can put a total of 50 on here. Okay, is that what I've got now? Nope, I can put 2 more on there. So I got 48 now. There we go. Alright, so this gives me haste, which just means it's going to operate quicker. And let's go ahead and put these patterns away because I don't need these in my inventory. I end up carrying too much stuff with me anyway. And I have a chest over here for holding my miscellaneous stuff. Oh, that's the other thing we need to do. Back on the tool station, I have this ball of moss. A ball of moss is created from 9 mossy stones, mossy bricks, whatever, and it'll give you a ball of moss. When you add moss to a tool, it's going to give you auto repair, which means that as this takes durability, it will over time heal itself, regenerate. It being that it is moss and uses photosynthesis, it actually works better if you are in direct sunlight. So if you use a tool a lot and it really gets worn down and you need to get it repaired, you go outside and just make a tower and, you know, just hide somewhere in the sun and just sit there and wait. Does take a while, but it's definitely worth it. Alright, we're going to go ahead and chop this down. Okay, see, it took all that wood out. I'm not positive, but I think it's supposed to like grab all the branches and everything. See, it's dropping pieces over here already. Alright. Hopefully, this stuff is all going to start disappearing now. And yep, there's still pieces inside. So it doesn't automatically take the leaves down, but it should pull all the logs out. These are some areas that I had previously cut. Okay, that worked pretty well. Just don't know what else is still around here. I am sure I have more log pieces somewhere that are holding everything up. And oh, there's one. Yep, you can see all these are starting to disappear now, which is awesome. And in the future, when I start cutting trees down, strictly using this, it's going to be much better. Oh, look at that. It automatically drops the rubber. These are from... Is it Applied Energistics? I can't remember. One of them, there's a different type of rubber that you can make plastic sheeting out of. That's what these are for. And yes, this is making cutting everything down much easier. This is definitely going to pay for itself. Alright, so what else? What is next? Got some more stuff that's going to fall down here. In my first episode, I had mentioned that there was a village over by McRaven that I wanted to go visit and possibly do some trading with. Unfortunately, that has changed. It was we had installed millionaires, villagers, which is an absolutely amazing mod. The villagers are artificially intelligent. They actually build and upgrade. They build new buildings. And they upgrade existing buildings, and everything. Diplomacy. Um, they go to war with other villages, and all sorts of things like that. It's absolutely crazy mod. Unfortunately, we ran into a situation where, and apparently it's a common thing, that the server can end up like out of sync with one of the clients, and it causes basically a corruption. And we ended up having to kind of reinstall, kind of delete users and have them get rebuilt and everything like that. Ended up with like a whole streak of it going on. So we have decided to abandon the mod, and we removed it. But in the future, I may do a single player version of it, or we'll probably try again when we upgrade to 1.6, because we do know that the 1.6 version for that is already out, and they're not supporting the older versions, so we don't anticipate any fixes to happen for the older versions. But we will definitely, the few of us that actually got to get into it and work with it really enjoyed it, and definitely looking forward to getting into it again at some point. Let's see. So this looks like, because these are still here, it looks like I'm missing something up in here, right there. Alright, now this stuff's disappearing. Don't know what kind of radius it has for keeping a hold of stuff, which is hello, creeper, I see you. Vengeance will be mine. There we go. I always feel better when I kill a creeper. Oh, he dropped his head. Look at that. Oh, slimes. Blue slimes. Raven did reduce the spawn rate of these things, which is great, because now we don't get nearly as many of them, but they wreak havoc on my wheat fields, like this. That was not a very nice thing for him to do. I think I'm going to be moving wheat field down into my base. I think I'm going to make a separate layer that's going to be all for farms and such. So many saplings. Alright, but I think we have all the log pieces out of here now. Maybe not. Certainly looks like something must still be here. Just an awful lot of them left in this group. Alright, we'll go ahead and let those set. Looks like I got all the log pieces out of them anyway, and all the any log blocks that are going to drop. I haven't built a sheep pen yet, which is why I have brought sheep in here. Why are you in there? Okay. let's go put some of this stuff away. We are going to have to do some replanting. We know this. And of course I don't have enough space in here to hold everything I have. Alright. Alright, alright, alright. What are we going to work on? What are we going to work on? Let's see, we have that running. And I've already built a second room here. This is actually my third room. I'm going to continue building a whole bunch of these, make pretty much a grid down here as I decide what is going to be worked on where. Got my liquid XP running. I need to start working on some machines. One thing I also need to work on storage. With this underground biomes, I'm running into so many different types of stone. I need to start setting up just a ton of these barrels or something to start sorting them all out. I do want to get into applied energistics. I want to get into doing some farming. And I know what we can do. We are going to plant some, get my shears, we're going to plant some new grapes. And in order to do that, I also need more iron. I need iron bars, which I believe it's still those, no? Let's look this recipe up. Iron bar. Or iron grate, I think it is. Let's just look at iron. And I don't see it here, so we'll just go off of this and look at uses for iron ingots. Of course, I'm assuming I can even use the iron ingots to make them. Shape crafting. Alright. Iron rods are used to make the iron bars. Alright, so it is basically you're turning an iron ingot, filing it down into a rod pattern. So the file is here. So let's go ahead and do 36 of them. Go like that. Was it a file I used? No, it's probably going to be the hammer, isn't it? I think the hammer is... No, I did make a new one. I've already gone through one iron hammer. These things are expensive, and that's still not right. What did I miss? Iron bar. Oh, it's a wrench. I guess that kind of makes some sense, right? I do have a couple wrenches here. Accidentally made two. Only meant to make one. But these, again, have durability like everything else, so I'll eventually use them up. Alright, and we need some planks. And I have the hoe. I know I have a bucket with me. And I got a little bit of time before the sun goes down. So, first thing we're going to do is go ahead and shear these off. So because right-clicking with the shears actually harvests the grapes first, I want to make sure and harvest them by hand rather than using up durability on a tool. Endermen leave me gifts all over the place. Really seems to be no pattern on how this drops the harvests. Alright. And there we go. Now we have 6 grape cuttings. And let's go ahead and start down on this row. Alright, I've got these planned out on exactly where I want them. Even though Endermen are coming in stealing blocks of dirt. And they're going to line up exactly the same as up above. So right here is going to be water. And there's my bucket. You can grab some water right out of here. And it's one in between, right there, right there. That's going to be water. Actually, that's not going to work because it's going to disappear. Alright, it is turning nighttime very quickly. Alright, so I've got the whole dirt here. Now, I have had a problem planting these in the past. See, even though this is cultivated, it doesn't want to plant for some reason. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. I have yet to figure out why. Go ahead and put these over the top. Just like that. And as you can see, I was able to plant 2 of these without the bars being up above them, so that's not the cause of it. No idea what it is. And the thing is, I can come back another time and simply click and it'll go ahead and plant them. So I don't know why it gets so fussy. Alright, and on that, we are going to call this an episode. I am PC Wizard. Thanks for watching.